I will do a full speed comparison between them and a full camera comparison, but in the meantime, the iPhone 11 does have that dual camera setup on the back, a 12 megapixel wide and then a 12 megapixel ultra wide sensor, where the iPhone SE 3 has that 12 megapixel wide angle lens. They both can do 4K at 60 on the front, but the iPhone 11 can do 4K at 60 on the front, well, I meant the front and the back. The iPhone SE 3 can only do 4K at 60 on the back, it can only do 1080p on the front of that camera. Now with the iPhone 11, the best thing about this phone, besides everything else in the battery life, is the camera. The camera on this thing is very good. Having the ability of doing 4K at 60 on the front and the back is awesome, and it future-proofs this phone forever, basically. We have that ultra-wide sensor as well, which is awesome. No telephoto lens, but still the ultra-wide sensor is more than enough, and I love this camera for sure. It's easily one of the best cameras still for a, $500 phone. You still have things like portrait mode, video mode, as you can see, so you still have a lot of capability within this phone. And I've talked about this phone heavily. I did a full review of this phone already too. Now with something like the iPhone SE 3, I mean, this is a good camera too, but for $429, for the difference between these two, I mean, it's pretty big. We're getting 4K at 60 on the front of the iPhone 11, and we're getting an extra camera sensor too. The iPhone SE 3 doesn't really do anything extra, or I wouldn't even say it's that much better quality. From what I use this camera with, and I haven't really used it a crazy amount, but from the little bit of time I've used with it, I've only had it for about 12 hours. I've only had it for like 6 hours. I definitely do think this camera isn't a crazy big difference from the SE2. I would say the quality is very similar, but again, you're lacking that extra lens and you're lacking 4K on the front. So definitely some big things to keep in mind. And to be honest, this